When it comes to buying and selling watches online, a large portion of the questions I get from you guys is about like various websites and their authenticity or their reliability, whether it be Chrono24, eBay, things like that. People often send me links to watches that they're looking at and they say, hey, is this website legit? Hey, should I do business here? Hey, is this kind of too good to be true? And I always tell you guys, you should buy the seller first, so you should do your research on the seller and then start looking at the product. Well, what's interesting is there's a very large online reseller of watches that is more heavily scrutinizing their customer. So that is to say, they're turning away a lot of watches before they even get the chance to be listed on the website. We're going to talk about that and see just how this is shifting the market and how it may be affecting one specific brand more than others. It is 8:22 a.m. Let's get down to business. So we're actually not talking about Chrono24 or eBay specifically. We're going to be talking about Bezel. A lot of you guys have heard of this website. They are a very large reseller, and they gave a pretty interesting data point that Hodinky actually covered just about a day ago. They're turning away a whole lot of watches. Just over a quarter, in fact. That's right, so when it comes to their prospective inventory, they are turning away about 28% of the watches that come across their desk. That's about 1 in 3 watches. Perhaps the most shocking bit of information here is that they mostly, like overwhelmingly, are Rolexes. I'm gonna say that again for the flippers that might be watching this channel right now. That golden cow, that ticket to the I've got a golden ticket, I've got a golden ticket, I've got a golden chance to make my way. Charlie's grandpa was a f***ing deadbeat. To the Rolex flippers, I gotta get back on topic, holy looks like your little golden ticket to the 50% plus markups that you've been doing, it's not going to work anymore. At least not with some of these big websites. Because now Rolexes are politely being handed back and saying, yeah, no thanks. And this is just one website, okay? This is just Bezel. If other online purveyors start following suit, this could be incredibly damaging to the like overall reselling market. But this phenomenon is exactly why I think this is a good thing. And I think it's a good thing for multiple reasons, okay? First of all, we have a very large online reseller of high-end products really scrutinizing the watches and the items that they will end up selling to us. That means they're doing their own due diligence, and it only means we, as the consumer, are getting the best products possible. And I legitimately mean the best products possible, because the truth is, according to this article,
Bezel isn't even focusing necessarily on straight up counterfeit watches. Like, you may initially read the headline and think, oh, there's a surplus of Chinese superclones showing up at Bezel's office, and they're having to turn away a bunch of them. And it doesn't seem like that's the case. When we dig deeper and we look at this passage here, watches that fail our authentication often lack correct descriptions in the original listing. In hand, watches may not match their aesthetic condition, or they may not include crucial descriptions of elements that affect the value and desirability of the watch, such as swapped components and parts. So they mention Franken watches potentially, but also this could be like over polishing. This could be like cosmetic damage. This could be things that are somewhat vague and subjective. Like objectively, a fake watch is a fake watch, but they're also having some subjective input like, oh, this doesn't match an aesthetic desirability that we would want to have on our site. It's very, very interesting.
And the funniest part is that when we go back to the pandemic hype, none of this would have mattered, right? Things were at an all-time high. No one cared about service history. No one cared about over polishing. Watches were being flipped for insane money, and Bezel is nipping it in the bud. Another reason I think that this is very good is because I think this is forcing everyone, sellers, collectors, websites, authenticators, to slow down, do their research, really learn about these products, and then do business. I think that, the market has been flooded with technically authentic but kind of beat watches for a very long time, and people are getting burned left and right from the seller and the buyer's perspective. So this is kind of slowing things down. I don't think that this is an obliteration of the market. I don't think that this is a burst of the Rolex bubble, so to speak. I think that this is a maturing of the market, and people are really scrutinizing the watches, learning about the watches, and doing their research before they spend money on these watches. And that's what I've been yelling about this whole time. That's a good thing. Another interesting thing to maybe consider is that because some of these websites are turning away more watches, you might be able to get those watches that were turned away because they were slightly over-polished or because they have a few cosmetic blemishes for a lower price. So a seller can't unload it to Bezel or another website with these kind of heavy, criteria. So they gotta look elsewhere and sell it privately for a lower price. That might help you out if you're not as concerned with a cosmetic blemish or with over polishing. And that's up to you to decide. As long as it's authentic and you're and you are fully cognizant of the product that you are buying, it's up to your own discretion how you want to spend your money. But I do think it's great that websites like Bezel are doing their due diligence, learning about the products they are selling. That's great. It's all about transparency, it is all about trust, and it's all about a happy, good process when doing business. And speaking of transparency, trust, and happiness, Wolf Watch Club, baby. That's right, you guys know I've partnered with them, and they are doing another competition right now with only I think 4 days left. Oh my gosh, someone is walking away with a brand new OP41. That's right, no error dial, by the way. So we took a look at an error dial on this channel last week, but they are giving away a perfect regular dial, blue, very sought after OP41. This is your chance to get into a Rolex, $39.99 a ticket, only 499 tickets total. You are going to kick yourself if you miss out on this opportunity. So click the link in the description below, check out Wolf Watch Club, tell them I sent you, and yeah, if you have any questions, please ask them, and they're really great guys, they will respond. So what do you think about this overall market correction? Do you think that this is going to burn flippers in a big way? Do you think that this is a burst of a Rolex bubble? Do you think this is going to help people out long term? Or do you think that this is just really silly that Bezel's turning away Rolexes? Because why not? So what, they're over polished. Just take them and sell them. Leave that comment, and I will catch you on the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the time teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. Like he was in bed doing nothing while his whole family was impoverished, and the second his grandson gets a golden ticket to go to a candy store, now he's and like dancing around and popping and locking and doing the... Dude, you could have worked, bro. You seem to be pretty never mind.